Jim from GenCon 2016. I'm here with Jim, who's going to tell us a little bit about Drakerys, a miniature game that is being released here at GenCon. And I was walking about the booth and I was simply stunned. This game is a beauty. I mean, it's a knockout, which is the reason why I wanted to know more about it. So thank you, Jim, for telling us about Drakerys.
Yeah, hello. So Drakerys is a miniature game with some board games influence in it. It's based in a setting of medieval fantasy game, alright, where you have humans, orcs, dwarves and elves fighting against each other. One of the main concepts of the game is that it is around the use of the elemental magics, right? Mm-hmm. So you have got the elements that takes part in the battle in the form of vortex of energy, but fire, earth, water, air, and maelstroms on that. And these energies can be used to summon elementals, alright? Mm-hmm. So basically it's a scenario-driven game where you will each have to fight through a series of quests or missions, like command missions or secret missions that you will have to achieve to beat your opponent, okay? The elementals will help you in the fact that once you summon an elemental with one of your heroes, in the starter set you have two heroes, a fighter, which is there, or a shaman, which is there, and they can summon the elementals to help their army. When you summon an elemental, it'll give boost to all the units around it. It gives attacks, it gives armor, initiative, more actions. So you have to use them as the better way that you can to move it around and try to play where you are the strongest and like not being too weak on some certain spots. So this is the main feature of the game. Another main feature that makes him different from most miniature games is that it's not an initiative system like I Go You Go. It's you control the flow of the game. How so? Each time you will play with the units, you will have a number of actions, alright? So typically, basic soldiers have less actions than heroes. Each action has a time unit cost. So like if you move, if you do just a move, it's one time unit. But if you do a charge, it's 3, for instance. All right. So when you play, you will activate a unit and you will advance through the time path. Alright? And once you finish with the unit, the next player is the latest on the time path. Alright? So it means that if you are taking ahead because you're doing a huge heroic action with like one of your guys, the other player might be able to activate several times before actually giving you back the initiative.
Nice.
Right? So it's always, you always have the dilemma to see how much can I commit without, you know, being too, I'll say too weak for my opponent. Okay?
And how do you use all movement? I see some rulers there.
Yeah, exactly. You use some rulers, but it's very, it's made to be very smooth and very fast-paced. So you only use the leader of the unit, which is one miniature. You measure the centimeters. You move the leader up, and all the guys just follow. You don't really have to measure for everything. There is no facing. You can see like 360 degrees. All right. So it's the same when you want to target something or to target something. It's always leader to leader. So
very different than whoever.
like if you want to charge, you will take the leader and the other leader, and you will move all the guys close to each other and then resolve the fight. Okay.
And I work for another one.
One thing happens is that when unit activates, they get a stress marker. So which basically means that next time you will play her, when you hit this unit, each action will cost you one more time unit. So you can play the same guy several times in a row, again and again, but it will take longer and longer, so you will give more opportunities to your opponent to counter-attack. Okay?
Nice.
Last thing about those elemental energies is that besides summoning elementals, that, so, as I said, give boost to your troops, wizards like the shaman in the starter set can use the energy here that's within it to cast spells at the end. Alright? Depending on the number of successes, you'll have more or less effective spells. So the game is always very dynamic, alright? So you can move easily through the battlefield and you always have some target of opportunities. Sometimes you want to be close to the vortex to summon, sometimes to cast a spell. sometimes you are actually, as you control those guys, you move them around to move the bonuses that you give around. So it's made to be a game very fast-paced. It's like this size is like a skirmish. It's like half an hour, 45. Half an hour. If you go to more regular game, which is basically twice this number of models, it's more like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half maximum. So it's really made to at the same time for like miniature players that are looking for more in-the-face action, let's say, or for board game players that they want an experience in the miniature field, right? So the way our lineup is made is that we have this starter set that contains almost all you can see on the table. So miniatures, elementals, a map, 12 scenarios.
A map, but not this map, not the one that
map.
we see here.
Yeah, another map that we have over there. All right. And beside that, we have army boxes that you can see on our stand with the other army, which are elves or dwarves. And those are like armies where you have a good amount of miniatures, and each miniature is modular, which means that when you have a hero, you can actually build 3 different heroes.
I see.
And you don't need to glue it. It's just you plug the arms, and you can keep trying the different options.
Oh, I see.
As
Nice.
much as you want.
Nice. So here, just a quick overview. Then viewers can pause to get more detail, and so they can spend as much time as they want looking at the various sets.
But it's hard. I can't explain everything.
So just an example. This is an elite warrior, so you can pull the arms, and then you can just plug it in, and then you can choose the different options for the warrior. So in the unit box of these guys, you will have flaming blades or other weapons, and you can customize it. You can have different faces, like a helmet and everything. So you can choose how you guide look like, and from one game to another, you can switch your options.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you so much for telling us about Drakerys, a new game by Don't Panic Games.